and welcome to the Anti-Diet Meals with Farah Kariamburi. I'm your host, deep health practitioner, keynote speaker, and the founder of the 30-Day Anti-Diet Challenge, the no BS way of professional women's losing weight. So welcome to the Wednesday cooking show straight from my kitchen. Here we are. Today we have many people in the house. Okay, Wednesday is the day when I have my nephews. So I bring them here I pick them up from school. It's like a nice little treat for them. And then I pick my little one up from my little nephew that is from nursery, and we come home and we spend a couple of hours together. They go on trampoline today. Weather is good, so they've done that. And then I make kind of some food which is child friendly. So it can't be like kale, it can't be chickpea curry. That's not going to go down well with them. So what normally works really well is meatballs. Can't go wrong with meatballs, can you really? So I buy this kind of a 24 beef meatballs literally every Wednesday, and then I'll change it up. The carbohydrates, I'll change them up. So today we're having mashed potato. Usually we have spaghetti, or we have pasta, or we will have with meatballs. So some kind of protein, again, some kind of carb that is child friendly and they like it. And then lots of broccoli to go with it. Really try to encourage them to eat broccoli. So let's go ahead and start. So I want to show you again, this is such a quick and easy meal. Before I came on live, I've chopped up the potatoes. So I don't buy the mashed potato from the shops ready. I will make it myself. And in it, I'm going to put some salt, pepper, and butter and just mash it down. Then I've chopped up broccoli and just put a tiny bit of water and put the lid on top straight away so that I can keep all the nutrients inside my broccoli. And that's just cooking away. They're literally being steamed, so we're not going mad over this in terms of cooking it. So it's nice and soft now, so I'm going to turn that off. And then in my wok, I'm going to cook the meatballs. Oh, it's getting a bit hot in here. So all I'm going to do is just throw these meatballs into the wok. Like that. Really simple. Here I am. I'm here, I haven't left you guys. Yeah, so I'm just going to brown the meatballs. Apologies for the bit of noise. But once they're brown, we are just going to add some tomatoes, which is this. This is tomato, canned tomato, tin tomato, whatever you want to use it. Passata, your choice. And then some spices. I don't like to make too spicy because my nephews, they don't really like it very spicy, so the food needs to be just kind of a medium. So they like some spices, but not too much. So I want to make sure that they like it and they eat it, and that's what we do. So today we're having meatballs, and I'm literally going to make sure they all are brown. So did you see that? I didn't actually put any fat in it. Now, why didn't I put any fat? Because meatballs, beef meat, normally has fat in it already. So what's going to happen is it's going to start to come through. If the wok or the pan that you're cooking is nice and hot, you should see that the oil's been released, and that will naturally just, we don't need to put any more oil in it. So we're trying to reduce the fat as much as possible across the food. We're gonna have butter in our mashed potato anyway, so that's a healthy fat, and that's enough. And also animal fat, which is in the beef, will be probably enough for everybody else. Okay, so we're just going to brown these. And again, not fully brown either. There's no need. What I'm trying to say is that you guys can cook food so quickly if you have a plan. So I knew, again, I bought this for today on my Saturday shop. So I haven't gone out to buy anything since Saturday because everything so far is from here. It's those little trips that you take to Tesco Express that can really mount up your shopping bill, as well as this ad hoc, this is what I'm going to cook today, or you're literally thinking about cooking on that day, which means that you've got to think about a lot of things. And sometimes you have to make fast decisions, and they are never thought out decisions. So I knew what I'm making. I had all the ingredients for it, so I'm not in a panic. And it's 4:30, just after 4:30. We're cooking dinner at 5. This dinner will be ready to be served. My promise to myself is I'm going to use no more than half an hour to make any dinner. It has to be under half an hour. Because I like cooking, but I don't love it that much. I'm going to spend all my afternoons doing this. So if you're a professional mum, if you are one, then you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're now going to pop the tomato in it. It's kind of semi-brown, but I'm happy with it. Just going to add that into it. Give it a good mix. You can sometimes get things with basil in it, or you can get some kind of tomatoes which have some herbs in it. I like that, so I like tomato cans with herbs in it, so they're quite good. Now, it does have natural sugars in the tomato sauce, remember. That is natural, however, try and think, like this one is for like, we're 5, 6 of us are eating this today, so the amount of sugar per person doesn't really contribute to anything. Like I said, we don't eat diet foods. I don't want you to ever have diet foods. This is not diet food. This is just real meals. What you're going to think about is how you're going to portion this out for you if you're on a weight loss journey, or for anybody in your house if they're on a weight loss journey. It's never the food. So if you're going on thinking about, okay, I'm going on a health diet, a journey, a weight loss journey, and then you're thinking, oh, I'm going to have to shop a different shop for myself, that's when you kind of are not quite right. So making sure that it's not about shopping for a particular weight loss journey. It's shopping that you normally do. It's what's actually on your plate and the portion which actually really matter. Because probably the food you're buying is like mine, most probably. I think most people eat this kind of food. I think I'm the only one. Because it's just real stuff, isn't it? It's like meatballs, mashed potatoes. Who doesn't like it? Most people like it. Most kids like it too. Just vary the vegetables, vary the carbs, vary some of the protein. Now, if you're vegan or vegetarian, I was thinking about yesterday, I haven't been mentioning that. My first dish that I cooked on Monday was chickpea and potato curry, obviously vegan and vegetarian, plant-based. My second day, I cooked fajita with chicken. Now, if you are vegan, vegetarian, you need to substitute that meat for tofu maybe. You can put baked tofu in the oven and then use that in your fajitas, or tempeh, which is like a meat alternative. You can do that as well. What else could you use in there? You could use edamame beans. The edamame beans are high in protein. They're like 18 grams of protein per 100 grams. If you've got those cooked, you can actually add those to your fajita wraps as well. So there's lots of different, and I'm sure in my cooking expeditions in the afternoons, I'm going to share all kinds of different things with you. One, to be a bit more creative now that I'm bringing this show to you every afternoon. And hopefully you are finding this quite useful, particularly the portions that when I actually serve it and I show you what I eat versus what my family's eating versus what my husband's eating, because all of our portions are different, by the way. If you're serving yourself the same food as you are for your husband, it's not quite right, because they need to have slightly bigger portion than you. So the portion is always a hand, the size of your palm. For meatballs, I will say for me, 3 to 4 meatballs will be plenty. 3 probably. 4 to 5 maybe for my husband, my kids maybe 3 to 4. That's the portion that we'll go by. Okay, so we're going to prepare. Try not to tip this right in front of you in a live audience. I'm going to, my potatoes I think are done. I'm going to tip the water out. So just bear with me, guys. And I'm then going to add some butter, salt, pepper to this. Just draining the potatoes. As you can see, this is real kitchen here, not put up, not only for the live, actually real food's being cooked in here, which will be eaten. Oops. Just want to make sure all the water is actually drained, so we don't really want mashed potatoes that are watery. Right. I'm going to keep it on my heat still here, and we're going to add some salt, pepper in it. Sea salt is my preferred choice. And now if you're on a weight loss journey, you don't want to add butter, it's okay. Not a massive deal, because it's distributed among so many people. It's actually the potato that you need to think about how much to have. In it, I'm going to put some milk and a tiny bit of butter. Where is the butter? Here it is. So a little bit of organic semi-skimmed milk, just a splash, and then a little bit of butter. Again, I'll show you how much most people, and that is about probably the size of your thumb. So the healthy fat will be size of your thumb. Now this is around 2 thumb sizes. That's plenty for the whole family. So we're going to use that, and then we're going to use this masher thing to mash it up. Here it is. And all I'm doing is just making sure all of that is gelled together. My kids really like the mashed potatoes, actually. I never used to make it because I used to think it's too much of an effort, but actually it isn't. It's not effort at all. It's really easy, to be honest. So I dedicate half an hour, like I said. Whatever I can make in half an hour, I'm happy to do that. And also, important that my kids like it, because that's what you're aiming really. And if you haven't got any kids, then make sure that you like it. And if you're making this much potatoes, you can always freeze them too. So last night's dinner, we had some kale left, and also we had some chicken left from the fajita chicken thing. We had 4 chicken breasts with 4 people. So I had that for my lunch today, actually. And I added an extra turkey burger to it, just to make sure I had enough protein in my dinner. So, also, many people say, potatoes, you shouldn't be eating potatoes. Carbs, they are carbs. Yes, they are carbs, but they are the most natural carbs. Potatoes are good for you. They have a lot of minerals, vitamins that you want to have, by the way. It's when you have too many potatoes, and when you have potato chips, is when they can become a little unhealthy. Having potato chips cooked in a healthy way, absolutely fine. So if I was to make chips, I'm going to chop them up and put them in the oven with a little bit of olive oil. That's totally fine. Also, what you can do is put in your potatoes some olive oil to give it a little bit of like silkiness. Remember, we've got to make it tasty, otherwise we're not going to eat it. So it's not the food that makes people put the weight on, actually. It's the junk food, really. And also sometimes the portion of actual food as well. So those are the 2 things you want to look at versus changing your diet into something that's not nice, like juices or shakes. You can't survive on it, guys. I had a client once who said to me, my whole family is having roast dinner while I'm sat here sipping my shake. I think she was on some kind of light to life, I'm not too sure. Cambridge maybe, or whatever. She decided she was going to have 2 shakes and 1 meal. And they were having lunch and she was having her shake. What kind of life is that, really? Think about it. Hence the anti-diet meals. This is giving you confidence back that actually you can eat foods like this and still lose weight. And these are the kind of food I eat every day. And these are the kind of foods that my clients eat. And the guys on 30-day anti-diet challenge eat the foods like this. They have control over their carbs, so they have less amount, especially if you've got a lot of weight to lose. And then when you're on maintenance, i.e. you've lost the weight, then you introduce some of it back in. But the first thing to cut out is not mashed potato, by the way. In fact, this should never be cut out. There we go, it's done. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Let me show you. Mashed potato, does it look good? Awesome. I'm happy with it. And now I'm going to just serve it, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how much to have. So just drain a little bit of water that we had in our broccoli. So this is how much broccoli. There's 2 heads of broccoli in here for our family. And I'm going to just serve that just to show you what a serving kind of plate looks like. So here we are. So we have, checking on the meatballs, they're actually ready. So remember guys, meatballs do not need to be cooked to death. And what I am going to do is increase some of the vegetables. I'm going to put some spinach in our meatballs as well, just to give it a little bit of extra vegetables in there. These are baby spinach and it's washed, so I'm just going to grab a handful like this and just literally break them up and add it to the dish. And that's done. I'm going to show you that now. All this dinner took me 20 minutes in total to cook, the prep time as well as the cooking time. And in a minute the boys will come down and we're going to have dinner together on the dinner table. Try and see if we can put our phones away. We are trying to introduce some good rules in this house. Here we go. So, here is your meatballs. Simple, tasty, they look lovely. I haven't actually checked the saltiness. I'm going to check. Don't need anything, absolutely. Basil is nice to put on top as well if you have it. But let's portion this out. So I'm going to portion it for me. So I want to show you 1, 2, I would say 3 meatballs. Let's go forward. Here we go. How often should you eat beef is one of the questions I get asked as well. Well, I would say maybe once or twice a week is good. And try and get it from free range, organic. That will be good if you can. And some butchers have good quality. We get our meat from butchers, however, this one is from Aldi, and Aldi actually has pretty good meat selection. Right, this is my portion for my mashed potato. And this is what some people will think, what is that all you're having? You're going to be starving. You will not be starving if you eat it like this. That's my promise to you. And this is the reason I stay, oops, literally threw that broccoli away, in shape. Okay, not because I go to gym, by the way, loads of times. I don't like gym as much as you don't, so just so you know. I do some, but not too much. Here we go. More vegetables you can take in there now. I could actually have made carrots. You could go for 2, 3 different vegetables in here versus just one type of vegetables easily. But if you, whatever vegetables you like, if you don't like broccoli, doesn't matter. Doesn't mean you can't be healthy if you don't eat broccoli. Broccoli is not a be all and end all. Just an easy one for our household that everybody likes it. Here it is. So I'm trying to show you the plate. Here is my hand fist size. So this is the size of my carbs. I'll show you the potatoes. This is how much I want to have. Vegetables at least another fist size. And then you've got the meatballs, which is the size of my palm, which I think pretty much does the job really well. Nice and balanced meals of protein, carbohydrates, broccoli. Everything in here is natural. Homemade. Yes, meatballs were made in the shop, but I'm quite happy to have those. They're not going to increase my weight. There's nothing that they're going to do that is damaging to me or my family. We fried them, dry fried them, so we took out all the oil. There wasn't much actually at all. So you can buy ones which least fat content, which is the ones I normally buy. But like I'm saying, this 24 of these are going to be shared between so many. The oil's negligible. It depends on the rest of your diet, what you're doing, and your movement patterns, etc. So here we are, meatballs with mashed potatoes and broccoli. What are you cooking, guys, tonight? Let me know in the comment below. And if you have a request of some kind, not a crazy request like sushi, because I can't make things like that. If you have a request around foods that you are actually eating, and how to balance that, then let me know. I will be more than happy to help you to actually balance your food out. The balance is the key. Balance is where you're going to achieve your results. Balance is where you're going to get long-term results. Going on a diet, changing your food. If you eat this normally, but you've been told you need to eat something else, so mummy is having something else where kids are having this, why? The question is why? Why are you having that, and how long are you going to do that for? So really think about it before you go on to a diet and not be able to follow it through. I'm a very passionate anti-diet activist, as you can see, and I will always champion this because I know this works. So eat the nice food, eat the real food, control the junk a little bit, cut that out rather, if you can. Bring down the sugar levels, not completely, we all need a treat every now and then, but this is the kind of stuff you want to have more of. So I'm going to go and enjoy that and get the boys to come down, and you enjoy whatever you're having this evening. Love to know what you're having, and pop it in the group below. Actually, let us know what you're having tonight for dinner. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow exactly the same time with another food dish. Take care. Bye for now.